Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2020 tarot reading. Thank you to those who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I'm actually still going to be taking a bit of a break from those. Not sure when I'm going to pick them back up yet, but when I make an update, I'll do so on the community section of the channel. As far as what we have in front of us, we have a Celtic Oracle spread as always, and I also pulled a couple of Oracle cards for you guys and a Mudra card. So we'll get started with the main situation. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So to me, normally with the aces, I usually say that there's something that's in the idea stage and they haven't physically been presented to you yet. The reason I say that is we always see that hand coming out of a cloud. That makes me think of something that's more of an idea as opposed to something that's actually in your possession. But for some of you, I feel like this is saying that you might have a new offer coming your way and you have to decide whether you want to actually take that offer or not. So obviously it can be around finances, but it could just be some kind of offer of stability. So it can be relationships with some of you as well. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the Six of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, which is your second house of finances. So it could just be saying that the challenge is for you to actually just take a little time to think it over as far as whether you want to accept that new offer or not, or extend the offer if you're going to be the one extending the offer. So, I don't think it'd have to be a long-term thing because this usually represents shorter journeys. So, for example, you might just even go on a long drive to really think over, okay, do I want to take this opportunity or not? So that's what this could be saying there in challenge position. And for others of you, with this being in the challenge position, it could just be saying that you might need to leave some people behind in order to take this opportunity. So, for example, since this is an Aquarius energy, could be saying you might have to leave some friends behind in order to actually pursue the opportunity. So it might be in a different city from where you currently live, for example. In the foundation position, we have the Empress. So this could be pointing to the promise that might come with that new offer. So that could be part of the issue for you guys. For example, like I said, you might have to move to actually take the opportunity. So that could be why you might be a bit torn as far as, okay, well, the money would be great, but am I ready to leave behind my friends and family, right? So it could be one of those situations there. Another thing this could be saying as well, though, is to stay in an open, receptive energy, and that could draw some offers your way too if you haven't gotten any just yet. All right, in the past position, we have the Six of Wands. So this is Leo energy here, usually represents getting recognition. So for some of you, this could just be pointing to the fact that, you might have gotten some recognition around some work that you'd already done. So for some of you, this could be a promotion within the company you already work for. For others of you, maybe you put your resume out there and you got a lot of calls for people who are interested to bring you in for interviews, for example. And for some of you, this could just be something that you've been working on since Leo season, but it's a little less likely, I feel. In the present position, we have the Seven of Wands. So whatever this opportunity is, it looks like there could be a lot of people who actually want that opportunity. So it could be a high demand position, for example. It could even just be pointing to the fact that maybe it's a competitive field. But with this card coming up here, it usually does represent coming out successfully if you do have to defend yourself. So that's definitely a positive there. But yeah, I'm starting to pick up on the vibe that, you might get a great opportunity that comes your way, but for whatever reason, people in your environment might be against you taking it. So, just a generic example, maybe there are some people who are jealous of you getting the opportunity, just for an example. There could be other reasons for it, but so I'm starting to see there a little bit of friction. And you are going to have Mercury retrograde in October in Scorpio, which is the house of friendships. So, for example, it could be a jealous friend or coworker or something along those lines. In the near future position, we have the Lovers, which is Gemini energy, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Cups, which is Pisces energy. So, yeah, for some of you, I'm getting more of that vibe again because with the Lovers, for you guys, Gemini is your sixth house of work, daily routine. So again, I feel like this is saying you might get an opportunity for a new job, Like I said, for some, it could still be within the same company, maybe just a promotion within it. But with that Page of Wands, I'm feeling for a lot of you, though, it will actually involve some travel and having to move and actually in order to actually take the opportunity. And for a lot of you, I actually see you deciding to do it with that Eight of Cups energy. So, after thinking it over, you might actually decide that, yeah, you actually would prefer to take that opportunity. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Three of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So, looks like there's definitely, the desire to celebrate on your part. I do have to say, for some of you, I was seeing this as more of a career thing, but it definitely does bring the possibility that it is related to love as well, since we see Cancer energy here, which is your opposite sign, and obviously the Ace of Cups often points to love situations. So for some of you, that could be what it is too. Maybe there's someone who wants to be with you, and maybe there are a lot of people who are interested in them, and they're a bit jealous of that for some reason. Or maybe there are people who depend on you heavily within your friend group, for example, and they have the feeling, oh, if you get into this relationship, then you won't be around for me as often, which is pretty obviously petty and childish, but that's just the energy I'm picking up on. And then to support that energy in the environment position, we have the Five of Swords. So yeah, I don't know who exactly it is, but it seems like someone within your group is not happy around you getting this new opportunity. So not sure exactly what the deal is with that. Like I said, the Mercury retrograde will be taking place in your 11th house of friendships. So it could definitely be someone within your friend group that for whatever reason doesn't want you to get the opportunity. This could also again point to finances too, though. Like I was saying, Aquarius energy being your second house of finances. So it could just be a very competitive field that you're getting into. Maybe a lot of people are trying to get the job, and you were the ones who end up getting that offer. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Sun. So to me, that kind of represents that light, playful energy too, where you're just pretty much excited about the new opportunities coming your way, and that could point to what we were saying there with the recognition in the past. So some of you might just be trying to block out any negative energy coming your way because you're like, you know what, this opportunity is so good for me. I'm not going to let any haters get or doubters get in the way of your success. So that could be what you're feeling there. And I do have to say, at the bottom of the deck, we actually have the Four of Pentacles. So, usually this represents a stagnant energy, but what I usually see with this energy too is I say that this is someone to me who's really thinking what they want to do as far as investing, whether it's physically investing their money or even just their time and energy. Really just thinking over, okay, what's my next step going to be? So that could have been what you guys were dealing with, the contemplative energy there as far as whether or not to take that offer. And speaking of which, in the outcome position, we have the Two of Swords, which is Libra energy, which for you guys is your 10th house of career, and the Seven of Cups, which is Scorpio energy. Again, pointing to the friendships. So it could just be saying that, the Libra season, which we're going to be in for a good portion of October, you might just really be torn as to whether or not to take this opportunity. For some of you, like I said, because it might involve a move, that could be part of it too, where you're trying to leave the emotion out of it. Like, okay, yes, I'm going to be disappointed if I have to move away from my friends and family, but at the same time, it's a great opportunity. So you could just be trying to make a decision purely based on logic. And then with the Seven of Cups energy here, what that represents to me is that, with that Mercury retrograde energy, it might have things up in the air for you guys to where you're like, I don't know if I'm seeing the situation too clearly. So just be mindful of, like I said, the fact that we will have that retrograde. So if you guys can think of that decision before the retrograde hits, that might be the better option. But just wanted to mention that energy will be at play. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we have Chaos and Conflict. There's the artwork for it. The number is 33. So yeah, that definitely obviously makes me think of that Five of Swords energy we see there. All right, it says disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. The Oracle's message: opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. So, interesting messages there. And then with that Six of Swords energy in the challenge position, it could just be saying that, that is the challenge because you might be presented with a potential conflict, and it could just be saying the challenge would just be to take the high road and not even really engage in it. But hopefully that resonated with you guys. The relationship message says stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear, and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a new path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So an interesting message there for those of you who are in a relationship. Might even just represent some conflict in the home environment too, because we do have the fact that you have that Mars retrograde right now in Aries, which is your home, your fourth house basically, and then it's making square aspects to the planets in your sign, so there could definitely be some tension there as well. The prosperity message says circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth shaking things up so you can find the real path to your prosperity. Yes, it's a stormy time, and it feels as if there are opposing forces wherever you turn. Be reassured that there is divine purpose in this chaos. Everything that doesn't work is being taken from you so the truest parts of yourself remain. The events occurring now are essential for your ultimate prosperity. This chaos is divinely inspired, even though it doesn't appear that way now. In time, you will know this to be true. So, interesting message there as well, and hopefully that resonated. And now, moving on to the next oracle card you guys got. You got the Elephant Spirit, and this is from the Spirit Animal Oracle. It says, learn from the past. Okay, it says, although we often wish we could leave the past behind, Elephant Spirit reminds us that memory matters. We must respect the wisdom of the elders who hand down to us traditions that they have shaped to express our connection to each other and respect for the community. What has come before informs what we are experiencing today, and we must never forget our legacy of strength and dignity. Elephant Spirit appears with the message that we are to acknowledge that which came before and learn from it. All of us are memory-based creatures, and we must revisit the past to understand where we are and where we are going. The stories of events you experienced, the stories in our collective memory, and the stories of relationships you have had can be told many ways. What story will you tell? Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to make it one that stirs in you a sense of power and dignity, for you have honored yourself by choosing to learn from your past. Spirit rejoices at your willingness to learn and grow. So definitely a pretty positive message there, and hopefully that resonated with you. And then finally, we have a Mudra card for you guys. So the Mudra you guys got this month is the Gada Mudra. There it is there, and the keyword for the stability. So sounds supportive for the reading we had. Okay, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But under benefits, it says improves elimination and tones the organs of the pelvis, treats hemorrhoids and prolapsed organs, strengthens the Muladhara chakra, opens the flow of rising energy up the back of the body, evokes feelings of stability, groundedness, and safety. So if that sounds like something that would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name of the Mudra in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right.